Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians, guests, and friends. Welcome to the November 2nd meeting of the Las Vegas Rotary Club. My name is Toni Kern, and I am honored and proud to be the 101st president of this greatest club in the universe. I would like to ask, you guys always catch me either my mouth is open or the head's down or something weird. I'll learn to pose and shoot. Yeah, pause and doesn't help. Okay, I'd like to ask Sean Sennett and Tanya Waggle to please join me up front for the invocation and the song. Yay, Sean. Blinded by the light.
Blinded by the light. Yeah.
Blinded by the light.
All right. If you'll bow your head or whichever you want to do. Heavenly Father, we come before you, Lord. We just thank you for this day. Father, I thank you for this club. I thank you for all the things and all the givings that the people just volunteer here. Father, we ask for your blessing upon this time. Be with us here today, Lord, and as we go out amongst the citizens of this town. Bless this town and bless all who come to visit us, Lord. We just thank you so much for your love and your grace. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Stay up there and join.
All right, today is God Bless America. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with fall. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
And would you all please join Sean, Tanya, and I in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance. Thank you. You may all be seated. I'm sort of out of sorts this morning. And John Pally, is it duly noted I've started 2 minutes early? Hi. All right. At this time, I would like to thank all those who helped put this meeting together, without whom it just doesn't happen. So thank you to Dr. Kathy Mann and Bob Werner. Welcome back. It's about time you came home. So thank you for setup. Our greeters, we had a different set of greeters today. We had fill-ins. We had Ricardo. So thank you, new member. So this is getting right into it. And Sean, thank you both. Our sign-in table greeter was also Ricardo. He did double duty. That's a good new member, so thank you. Ticket sales, our own Bob Pizer and Rodney Tucker, or just Bob Solo. John Pally is our ever-loving scribe. Our AV team, it looks like it was all stew today, so thank you so much. Teardown will be Susan Ziobro and Michael Williams, and Sergeant at Arms is going to be our own Nancy Anderson. So thank you, and let's thank all of those people for helping. Okie dokie, Nancy. First of all, taken totally out of order, introductions. First, welcome back, Bob Werner, after a month being gone. And Allison, where are you, Allison? There she is. Allison Wexler, from South America and other parts. She's decided to come visit us, but she's taking advantage of working abroad. So welcome back and good to see you. Are there any international visitors here today? Nancy, look at Bob's hand.
You, I missed Murray. Anyways, you want to say something? Okay.
I just want to say that I really like when you sing God Bless America, because I think you mean Canada too, because we got Alaska hanging off our coast. And we're happy you're there. Don't get me wrong. So thank you. I'm happy to be here. And I'm really happy Bob's back. I missed him too. And I've only got a month to go here, and then I got to head to the North Country.
We're going to enjoy every moment of you coming.
We always enjoy having you.
Do we have any visiting Rotarians? If so, please raise your hand. Keep it up so Nancy can come to you. Visiting Rotarians.
Good morning. I'm Desiree. I guess it's afternoon. I'm Desiree Gonzalez. I'm with Chico Sunrise Rotary visiting here. And I also manage the social media for our club. And they asked if I could get a picture of y'all waving at them. Is everybody okay with that?
We can do that whenever you want to do that. Do you want to do that now? Okay, social media queen. So are you going to tell us how to do it? What do you want done? Okay, wave. Everybody wave from Las Vegas, Nevada. Now that's proof that you were here. Is that the idea? Wonderful. All right. Thank you. And hope you enjoy it. Any other visiting Rotarians? Okay, let's move on to guests of Rotarians. I can see Mike all the way in the back.
I have as my guest one of Carrie Grove's high school classmates, and they came in and they hugged immediately. I have Samaya Ramadan. She's a close family friend, and I've known her since she was a middle schooler, and welcome her to the club. She's, by the way, she's worked in HR for MGM, for Hard Rock, and she's in a restructuring and now looking for employment.
Welcome. Any other guests of Rotarians? If so, oh,
Hello.
hi, Bruce.
I want to introduce my very good friend from Miami, Florida, Millie Haspalaga. I had the
Hi, Millie.
privilege of hiring Millie for her very first job out of college. She is a great research person.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Any other guests of Rotarians? Going once, going twice. All right. Nikki, any guests of the club?
Good afternoon, Rotarians. We have guests of the club today. Jennifer Pulcini, who's a good friend of mine. I've known her for about 7 years. She's in the wellness industry. And also Demetris is joining us again today, as well as guests of the club. Thanks. Please welcome them.
Welcome. Any other guests of the club? Going once, going twice. Ooh, this is moving quickly. All righty then. Then I would like to introduce the head table. I'm actually going to walk over there now. Jim. I usually have a hard time remembering to do this, and I'm not going to squat or stoop. I would like to introduce our speaker, Rob, it's pronounced Lauer, Rob Lauer, our own Larry Goldstein, or Goldstein to those who don't know the difference. I know it's Goldstein, and Tina Bishop. All right, a big welcome to everyone here for joining us. I hope you enjoy the meeting and thank you for coming. Okay, birthday table, Sidra, with a mouthful of food, no less. Okay, you won't be having to sing yet, so keep chewing. Let's go to the birthday table, Nancy, so that all of our birthday recipients can, it's right there with the sign where Russ is. Keep going to Russ.
Well, hello, fellow Rotarians. My name is Russ Wayne. I am a past president of the club. I joined the club October of 1994, so I'm celebrating 29 years in a row being a member of this club, and I love being a Las Vegas Rotarian.
Yay.
My birthday is November 12th, and I will be 62 years old this year.
Just a baby.
Hi, everyone. I'm Anil Melnick, and I'm celebrating 11 years in the club. And I'm the same age as the Super Bowl. So you always know how old I am.
Hello, fellow Rotarians. My name is Sean Sennett. I have been a member 3 weeks now.
3 weeks and
It's
one
been-
day.
It seems like forever. My birthday is November 9th, so next Thursday, I'll be 52 years old.
Woo.
Hello, everybody. Larry Goldstein. I reached Medicare last year. We're
Yay.
over there.
Yay.
We're over there. We're here for the announcement in the picture. And I was born a long, long time ago in Washington, D.C. So
Happy birthday.
the nation's capital. In this world of internet commerce and everything else, often the pull down menu does not include the District of Columbia for place of birth, which is a problem.
And my name's Tina Bishop. I've been a member for 5 years, and I love celebrating my birthday every year with this group of people. And Antoinette Monroe, who is not here, it's her birthday as well on the same day as mine, and
Ooh.
that's wonderful.
Cool.
So thank you.
And allow me to identify the remainder of the folks. I'm going to be going over there shortly, Jim, because I'm a birthday girl there. So hang on one second. We have Yetta Bailey, Ed DeMonico, who's hopefully going to get a record deal today. We have Antoinette, who Tina mentioned, Anna Orellana, Rich Robledo, and Tom Thomas, all November birthday people. So I'm just going to join. And I've been in the club since 2017, and it's been a joy ever since.
Okay, everybody, you ready to get started? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rotarians. Happy birthday to you and many more.
Happy birthday to all November Sagittarians or otherwise. Thank you. Did you get what you wanted? Okay. Well, Sagittarius, what? And thank you, Sidra, for singing. Okay, a couple housekeeping matters, as always. November 16, are we going to be here? Yay, okay. Everybody's on the same page with that. We will miss you, but we got it. Next, thank you all for working on the virtual Green Book, because I am aware there have been a number of people signing up that way. But please, that does not mean ignore the Green Book. If it's coming through, please make its rounds. And where is it right now? Green Book? Oh, wow. So it's really made its rounds. So thank you. November 9th, which is next week, and it's also Sean's birthday. We have a very special meeting, Veterans Day. So it'll be a great program. Please don't miss that. Come join us. Also, another one to remember, Wednesday, November 22, Wednesday. That's the Kiwanis Rotarian meeting. It was in the wheel last week as the 23rd. It's corrected to the 22nd. So please remember, Wednesday, November 22nd, we have our Thanksgiving meeting with the Kiwanians. So be here. It will be great. Okay, Nancy, ready to roll? All right, let's start with past President Ginger Anderson. Welcome home. Welcome back. Finish chewing.
Thank you, President Tony.
You don't thank me when you're
Always catches
chewing.
me right when I take a bite.
I'm sorry.
That's
what happens when you
okay.
have an A after your name and you got one of the biggest events. So there you are.
Coming right up. Very excited. It's only a little over a month away now, Santa Claus. Today, well, actually, I'm giving you through Saturday to let Sean know if you want to make a donation that will be matched dollar for dollar by the Engelstad Foundation. So last chance, do it by Saturday, and I will be submitting the numbers to Engelstad on Monday. And thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody who's already pledged. We've had some very generous donations and I really appreciate it. Next, we need volunteers. We need about 30 volunteers each at Grand Canyon and Galleria Malls. We need about 50 more at the Meadows.
Whoa.
So I'll be sending out, or Jim will, I think, sending out email that we'll be sending to our friends and business associates asking them to volunteer. And you can use that to invite your friends too. Everybody at Santa Claus needs to be 18 or over, volunteers. And I think that's it. Anything else? That's it.
And just so that you know, I have one friend on my quote team. She'll do 2.
Yay.
So you need now 29.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, Nancy, next up. Someone from the 25 Club. It's either Rodney or Larry. Is it Larry Cohn? No. Larry Goldstein? Okay. Rodney, are you going to be doing it? You weren't planning it. You are planning it. Okay, let's just run through it real quick. What's happening tonight?
Oh, there's the microphone. I thought I was going to have a Russ Swain moment and just use my natural voice. Rita's home this evening. She's graciously offered. 25, we've got some inductions. We're going to go over some of the aspects of 25 Club and bring your own booze. And then there'll be a line of Uber cars waiting for you afterwards. What else did I want to cover that's really important?
I think that'll be okay.
Starts at 6.
Can food drive, it starts at 6.
Yeah.
Can food drive is still in place. So if you have not put your coins in, whatever's not on the table, or filled in a blank on the green book, please do so, or ask your friends and neighbors. So we do have some more time, and we're going to have a fun auction coming up very soon. So thank you. And
Welcome.
now if you'll double track to Nikki for the other half. Please.
Thank you, Nancy. Yes, adding on to what Rodney's talking about, it's not only the 25 Club meeting tonight, it is also the new member orientation. So we have a lot of new members who will be there tonight, but the special thing about tonight is we are supplying the food. It is not potluck, as it says on the online, or it has been previously mentioned. So because of that, we want to make sure that you are going to be there. There are people that I sent that were already in the green book that I did send an email to last night. The reason we don't trust the green book is because there's already 3 people that have signed in on the green book who I know for sure aren't coming. So we were trying to get a definite confirmation of your attendance tonight, because as soon as we leave the meeting today, we're going to adjust or order more, or maybe adjust for less food, because there's been a couple times at the meetings where there's been quite a bit of food left over. The last 25 Club meeting that happened. So we're just trying to confirm and really know that you are going to be there. So thank you to those who did reply to the email last night. We really appreciate it. If you're coming, you're not in the green book or not signed up, please talk to us or make sure your name is in the green book, and I'll take a picture of it before I leave. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Nikki. This is a special announcement from me. Tina Bishop came upon or was in receipt of a wonderful offer from the Nevada Ballet Theater, in which Carmina Burana plus George Balanchine's Serenade is going to be performing on November 3 through 5. And we have an opportunity for those folks that enjoy ballet to have 20% off tickets. I will have that at the front table because it's coming up right away. So if you're interested, you can get 20% off. So thank you, Tina, for bringing that to our attention. Rosalie, oh wait, you have something to say? You're going off script. What are you doing to me?
Sorry, it was a last minute thought. I bought that little bulldog. No, later.
Thank you. Next week, thank you. Nancy, if you would go to Rosalie, please. Rosalie, she's over there.
I guess I'm announcing the tour, correct?
That is right. And you got an email on that too.
Yes. So next Thursday evening, 3 to 6 at Blackfire at University of Nevada. They're building on West Sunset. We have an allotment of 50 people and it's $25 per person. So it's going to be a very interesting tour. If you like technology, so please come and join us.
Thank you. Moving to Jim Hunt. He's got something also on November 9th when you're finished with the VIP tour.
Thank you, President Tony. Yeah, right after the tour at Blackfire, we'll be going out to Dan and Cammie Adamson's home for Cigar Fellowship number 28. And this is, as always, we ask you, if the cigar smokers, to bring 3 cigars, 1 to smoke, 1 for an exchange, 1 for the troops. It's a potluck for those of you who cook and don't mind bringing a side dish. For those of you that don't do any of that, just come out and join us with. We'll have a great time. If you don't smoke, you can be inside. We always have a wonderful group. You got to sign up, though. We need you to sign up because there is a guard gate, and we need to have that in the green book. So if you haven't done so and you're joining us, please do that today. So we have that for next week. Thanks very much.
Excellent. Thank you. In the absence of Greg McGuire, Eric, are you here? Anybody to talk about no, I guess not. Tailgate, I know. Okay, so it'll be me again. Tailgate, UNLV game, November 10th. Make sure you sign up. It should be a lot of fun. And Neil, you know anything about that? Are you involved in that? Okay, but your food will be. Excellent. That's always a good thing to look forward to. Thank you. So well. Susan Ziebro, a little TLC, or Michael Williams. Who's taking this one?
Well, I beat Michael. I stood up faster, but Michael will be starting interviews somewhere between the 5th and the 8th of November of 8th graders for Teen Leadership Camp, which takes place December 1 through 3 up in the mountains between Big Bear and Lake Arrowhead. It's a wonderful leadership camp. It's for 8th graders only. If you have an 8th grader that you would think would like to go to Teen Leadership Camp, or a friend who has one, the form is an online form at the District 5300 website. We can send it to you. Just let us know. And it needs to be completed with the student and the parent online.
Thank you, Susan.
You're welcome.
Please keep in mind, we have already committed to 11 participants at TLC. So look at your neighbors and their kids, grandkids, cousins, and see if you have other people. Reach out to Michael Williams, Susan Ziebro, or Austin Wyrick, please. Very briefly, we do have a number of mentor opportunities for a number of our, any number of our members. With Clark High School, we have the Academy of Finance, Junior Achievement. There are a number of things. You can talk with Larry Cohn. He does it quite often. There are a number of other of our members that have also joined up and volunteered for Junior Achievement. Please keep in mind that it all helps with education, learning, and our youth. Also, Liz Rothwell, in getting the Rotaract Club off the ground, is also looking for mentors. Last but not least is my favorite. Where is she? Janice Linke. Do you have anything in your mouth? Okay.
Hi, everyone. Reminder, the holiday party is Thursday, December 7th. Canyon Gate Country Club, an absolutely beautiful setting. Excuse me. And I'm just giving you a little, few teasers. It's going to be a magical experience. And we are featuring innovative technology that will transform your visual self. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Janice. Okay, now, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. I can see he's ready. Our auctioneer extraordinaire, we're not going to do anything. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? You may need to run around. I'm not sure. No, he's coming up here, but you may need to run around. We're going to be doing an auction, a big auction for Canned Food Drive. So I'm going to turn this over to Russ.
Fellow Rotarians and guests, what a great day to be here at Rotary. I'm not auctioning that off. At least I don't think I am. Are you wanting to bid on that already? Oh, okay. Just kidding. Okay. Stu was trying to get that up on the screen, but it's been scrolling out through the last bunch of meetings. We have some amazing gifts donated to the club to raise money for our food drive every year. You know, and that's against the Kiwanians, by the way, and it's coming up really quick here. So the first package is a football game, and it's the Raiders versus the Vikings on Sunday, December 10th. And it's a 105 game. These folks, these are great seats. They're private box seats, food and beverage included. It's section 2066, row 2, seats 5 and 6. So these are amazing seats in the Allegiant Stadium. If you're a Raider fan or a Viking fan, this is your opportunity. The value of these seats is $3,600. And so we are going to start off the bidding, and this is what my script says, $1,800. So that's where we're going to start, folks. And do we have a bid? Come on, we need somebody to start bidding on this. I'm going to look around the room, and let's have somebody. There we go. We got a bid for $1,800. Now, that is a smoking deal, ladies and gentlemen. Can we get a little bit more to help with the food drive? You know, every dollar that we get for this buys how many cans at 3 Square? I think it's like 10 cans of food. So every dollar. So she just raised 18,000 cans for us, right? I mean, so here we go. Here's the stuff right here. Starting bid, $1,800. Is that, we're not going to end there, right, ladies and gentlemen? Come on, let's get it going. Anybody interested in buying that package for, hey, Murray's got 2,000 right there. Murray, $2,000. Now we got 20,000 cans. Rita, you cannot let him steal these things from you, right? Rita, you know, I know you started off the bidding. I appreciate that, but you cannot let him, a Canadian guy, you can't let this guy outbid you. Come on. 22? 2,200. Yeah. Now at 20. Now we're up to 22,000 cans, ladies and gentlemen. 22,000 cans. Murray, 2,500. Murray is not going to back down. You know, I know this guy. He let me keep my RV at his space up in Canada for like 3 weeks, man. He's an awesome guy. 2,500. That means 25,000 cans. Rita, anybody want to? Yeah. Anybody else want to go to like $3,000? Anybody? 3,000? I think we could get 3,000 out of these. That'd be 30,000 cans. Anybody? Anybody else? Rita. He's at 25, you know, 25. I'm not going to do the, you know, I'm not very good at that. I can babble. Wait, she's saying I got 2 minutes left in my conversation here. So, hey, here we go. Rita, interested in going up any higher? She's thinking about it. She's thinking about it. She's ready to go. 25.50. That's a higher bid. I'll take it, man. That's 500 more cans. Murray. I know you want these tickets. 3,000. Yeah. Woo-hoo. Now he's been a Rotarian for a long time, ladies and gentlemen, and he supported our club. I've been up to his Stampede and helped with their big deal up there, and we had a lot of fun up there. So thank you very much, Murray. Rita, you can't let this guy steal these tickets like that. Come on. She's saying no way, but I don't believe her. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Should we get her up to 3,500? What do you guys think? That's less than the value of these tickets. They're worth $3,600. I got to say this. We got to get going. So, you know, hey, we're at 3,000. Well, I'm going to say it. 3,000 going once. 3,000 going twice. 3,000 sold. Thank you, Murray. $3,000. That's 30,000 cans, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we you know, we're not done. Hey, we got one more package left, and I think we're going to switch that. If Stu can help me with that, there's one more slide, but it's the Vegas Golden Knights Stanley Cup champions, you guys. It's a game on Saturday, November 25th, and it's a 7 p.m. game. We have tickets in section 16, which is, I believe, pretty close to center ice. I'm in 13, so that's pretty close to center ice. It's Bud Light Lounge Exits. It's row T, feet 15 and 16. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, right up here on the row. So you got access to the Bud Light Lounge, which is a great little private area. Seats 15, 16, great seats. I sit really close to this place, and they are fantastic seats. Stanley Cup, I think they're 9-0-1 right now, I believe. Amazing start. So here we go. These are valued at $500, starting bid $300. Who wants to give me $300 for these? Bob Werner, $300. We got 300 now. Who wants to go higher than that? Come on. I got a whole bunch of people in this room. Are you guys going to let these go away for $300? 300? No, that just ain't right. Come on. That's three. Hey, there we go. Woo! We got 350. Bob, did you say 500? Man, don't be raising your hand like that. I'll get all excited. $400 he went to. We got 400 now. These valued at $500. 2 seats, Vegas Golden Knights. I'm going to tell you, these seats cost about $300 a seat. All right. Murray knows that. I got tickets. They're expensive. Who wants to go? Nobody. It's dark over there. Are you guys awake over there? $500. We could get $500 for these. That'd be 5,000 cans for the food drive. We got a bid at 400. 400 once. Come on. Here we go. 450. Bob's like, bam, 500 right back at you. Woo! Now we're going. Now we're raising some money. 5,000 cans, ladies and gentlemen. We want to beat the Kiwanians, right? I think they beat us last year, didn't they? No? Okay. Oh, we got it back. That's right. Okay. I was still in agony. My first year as a Rotarian as president, we beat them, and we had not beat them in a lot of years. So we want to beat them again this year. 500 now. Anybody else? 500? 500. He's done over there. 500 going once. 500 going twice. Sold to Bob Werner. Now, am I doing the...
That bear thing? No.
Okay.
No, that's next week. This goes okay. Thank you, President Russ. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Murray. And for those of you that will remember, past President Tom Thomas has been gracious enough and generous enough yet again. He's matching up to $5,000. So there you go. We've done it. So thank you. And you all should be very, very proud of what you have done. So we are now at the point where, let me get back to my clock. Oh, wow, we're really ahead of time. We're going to do the draw. What? Well, between your 3, your 5, that 3, that's 35. And I know there's at least 2,000 or more. So yeah. A little more hustle. We still have some more time. We got another week to go, so thank you. So for the drawing, let's start with the drawing for the pot, which is now $6,171. Everybody take a look at your tickets, get ready. Arlene, did you buy? Where are you? Okay, there she is. And Kathy, you bought, so we're waiting to see. Okay, last 4 digits, 3762. And you can thank Rob if you got it. 3762. Yay, Pally. What did you? No. Now for the Lowry's bucks. Again, please look at your tickets. Last 4 digits. Oops, I think I better use my glasses for this one. 8584. 8584 for the Lowry's bucks. 8584. All right, Barbara. Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, so the choice is back. You either have almost 10 minutes of fellowship or we start our program early. No, she said next week, and that's what we're going to do next week. Thank you. Appreciate it. We're going to take care of Kathy's thing next week, so don't worry. All right, fellowship, go.
choose to go to the moon.
Now's the end of our fellowship, and it is my pleasure to introduce Tina Bishop, who will then introduce a most interesting speaker on an interesting topic, Rob with Space Corps. So here's Tina.
Oh boy, I get to be tall. This is great. It's my pleasure to introduce our speaker today, Rob Lauer. He's the director or CEO of the Las Vegas Spaceport. I think those of you that have been around a while remember a few years ago we had a speaker that told us that the spaceport was coming and that Las Vegas was a prime spot and one of the few that would be able to handle it. So here we are, and Rob's going to talk to us about that, and he's also going to tell us about a very exciting STEM program, which is right up our alley. So let me turn this over to Rob.
choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
In 1962, President Kennedy challenged his generation to land a man on the moon by the end of the decade, and NASA and America succeeded. They flew more missions to the moon for a few more years, but the public lost interest. And by 1972, Apollo 17 was the last crewed mission to the moon. It all stopped because the public knew in their hearts that the average person would never have a chance to go into space. They knew in their hearts that they would never take part in the adventure. Space was the exclusive purview of governments, and only a few people were lucky enough to go into space. Only 628 people in the world have ever reached the altitude of space, according to the FAA definition of the boundary of space. And only 24 people have traveled beyond low Earth orbit and either circled, orbited, or walked on the moon. Our space technology's advancement slowed until just recently. It wasn't until 2015 that the Commercial Space Launch Competitiveness Act was passed by a Republican-controlled House and Senate and signed by Democratic President Barack
But
Obama.
rather, let's start thinking about what's the next horizon, what's the next frontier out there. Let's allow the private sector to get in so that they can, for example, send these low Earth orbit vehicles into space, and we may be able to achieve a point in time where those of you who are just dying to go into space, you can buy a ticket.
The law opened the door to Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos' private rocket companies. Today, we have the technology to make space travel a reality for the average person. It's a simple question of investing the dollars. The International Space Station has been circling the Earth for 25 years without a single fatality. Right now, 37 companies are in the FAA application process, vying to build space vehicles. Except for Blue Origin and SpaceX, the Las Vegas spaceport will be the only privately owned spaceport in the United States, and you can own a piece of it today. Our goal is to open space to everyone on this planet. No longer will space be limited to governments. 10 years from now, taking a trip on a space plane will be as normal as flying from LA to New York one day. The Las Vegas spaceport will truly democratize space travel for the average person. The market size of the tourism sector in the United States reached $957.42 billion in 2022. According to travel industry experts, the size of the world's tourism market was valued at $11.1 trillion in 2022. Experts predict that number will rise to $16.9 trillion by 2030. The Las Vegas spaceport will be the gateway to space. Invest in the Las Vegas spaceport today.
So I was really excited to be invited here because I know this group is focused on education, and this project's entire basis and key to success is human capital. So we're going to talk about that towards the end of this, but I want to ask just by hand, how many remember the first commercial jetliner in the country flying across back in the 50s? How many remember that? How many remember a time when there wasn't one? You couldn't get on an airplane and fly 5 hours from LA to New York. Today, we are in a position at a time when that is all going to change again. So what we were talking about with this video is this, is back in the 80s, we had the space shuttle. The space shuttle back then used 2 rocket boosters. Each one cost about the same price as a 737. The government would launch that, and those rocket launch boosters would go into the ocean, and they'd be destroyed. So imagine building a 737 and flying it once, and then destroying it. And that's what the government was doing times 2. So it cost $19,000 to put 1 kilogram of weight, human or cargo, into space in the 80s with the US government. And then we go forward to 2005, and Elon Musk, who he was simply a coder who had PayPal money. He sold PayPal, made a bunch of money, and he decided, I'm going to start a rocket company, and I can do a better job than the government. And everyone thought, you're a lunatic. What do you, only the government can build rockets and launch them into space, right? So he took every dime he had, and he had this idea to build a rocket that was recyclable. So his rockets would go up, the satellite would go into space, and then the booster would come down and land itself, and it could be recycled. And so he actually put together a company, and he was able to build a rocket, and the first one crashed. And they did it again, built a second one, and it crashed. And the third one was all his money. It was like if he failed, it would fail forever. No one would ever try to have a private company again. But it worked. It succeeded. It went into space. And after that, another one and another one. And today, Elon Musk is launching one rocket, more than one rocket a week in Cape Canaveral right now. He's actually making money. Can you imagine? So I mentioned before, it was $19,000 a kilogram to put a human or cargo into space with the US government. Musk has got that down to $1,700 a kilogram. He's making a profit. He just signed a contract this week with the government for multiple launches. And so he's really opened up this avenue to private sectors, same with Blue Origin. But what you don't know is there's 37,000 other companies right now, startups in the space sector. There's 14 spaceports in the country currently licensed by the Division of Spaceports, the FAA division. We are hoping to have the 15th one and the exclusively private, not government. So all the others are owned and operated by local county governments. And one of the first things I did was back in January of this year is we called around to a lot of those spaceports and pretended to be a technology company looking for space to rent. And, you could tell that these people who got the jobs working at these spaceports, had a cousin who worked on the county commission, and they didn't care. They were just some bureaucrat who was running this thing. They weren't business oriented. They didn't understand the business. They weren't part of the industry. And so what we've decided, and we put together an amazing team here in Las Vegas. I'm really proud to say that we have Megan Crawford, who just joined our board of directors. She's the partner of Space Fund. They're a venture capital fund who specializes in investing in space industries and companies. So our goal here is not just to launch rockets, but it's really to create an industry, a vertically integrated industry where we can bring people here. There's no better place, I think, in America to have this industry than Las Vegas, Nevada. We have such an amazing history and tradition of technological advances, even through the nuclear age, with space technologies, with military. So we have on our advisory board, we have General Rob Navati, who was the former commander of Nellis Air Force Base. We have Colonel Dagger, who just retired in January. He was the commander of Nevada Test Range. So the test range, if you don't know, if you're not familiar, that's where all the military alliance allies around the country, around the world, come and train. We train the air forces for all our allies right here in Nevada, and we control the range controls 2/3 of the airspace. So we have him on our team. So we have some of the best and brightest military folks. We have some of the best and brightest leaders in the industry, and some of the things that are coming out are just phenomenal. And that's really what inspired me to start this. We go back to what we were talking about before, which was the 707 that came out back in 1956 and changed the world. Before that, people were building airports, but it was still, 20 hours to fly across country, and all of a sudden it was cut down to 5. Well, what's coming out next, between now and the end of the decade, are space planes. There's several companies manufacturing right now, building space planes. What that is it's a vehicle that will take off and land like an aircraft. It's made of titanium. They have hypersonic engines, and they will go Mach 5 or more, and they will go into space. And they'll be able to deliver people and cargo to space. And they'll be able to do it for $300 a kilogram. So now, instead of you paying $300,000 for a seat And right now you can buy, right now today you can buy for $1 million a seat on Axiom to go to space. You'll be able to pay $30,000 a seat, which is not cheap, but it's still something that people can work towards and accomplish, and a lot more people can obviously access it. But it's just like aviation. You know, when the 707 first came out, it cost in those dollars in 1959, $400 for a seat to go from LA to New York. It cost $1,800 to buy a house back then. So you look at what things cost. But today you can buy a flight on Spirit. It may be uncomfortable, but it's $50, $50, and you got to pay for everything else. But you can buy a seat for $50 and go cross country now. So prices always come down as you have economy of scales. And there's an old saying in business, there's always someone out there willing to make less money. So if you can build an economy of scale and you can build the technology and things become more and more affordable, that will come down. So in the future, there will be space planes. You'll be able to get on a vehicle like that and be able to go to facilities in space. Axiom is right now building a brand new international space station for the US government, but they're also looking at building a private one. So there will be eventually, it's all a matter of economics and whether people want to do that. And that's where we're talking about in the video about the tourism, because we believe a portion of that money will come from that tourism and go towards space. And there's no better place than Las Vegas. You know, the other major space hub in the country that's semi-private, it's owned by the state of New Mexico, is Spaceport America. Virgin is over there launching folks just up about 100 miles and down. But here's the thing, Spaceport America is 3 hours from nowhere. They're in the middle of the desert. The only thing you can go and eat there is like a taco stand on the side. There's no hotels. What would you rather do? Go to Las Vegas, stay at the Wynn, gamble here, and take a helicopter 15 minutes to a spaceport? And what it's really about, what's Las Vegas really about? It's about an experience, right? People come here to have an experience. And so we believe we're going to fit in just perfectly being able to offer those experiences. And so starting next year, we're going to be offering a fighter jet ride to the edge of space. You'll be able to buy a ride, and it's an amazing thing. I've done it. I've been a pilot since I was 18 years old, and sit in a glass canopy up at 40,000 feet over the desert at night, and you can see the curvature of the earth all around you, and you can see the Milky Way and the darkness below you. It's the closest thing to experiencing space it's an amazing feeling. And then we're going to be also offering another jet with zero gravity flight training. So we're going to have a civilian space academy where you'll be able to participate in training and experiencing, getting these experiences, taking classes. All these things are going to be available here. So we just purchased last year, it's almost a year ago now, 10 million square feet out in the desert. It's about 45 minutes from town. It's in Clark County towards Pahrump, surrounded by 100,000 acres of government land. And we just got approved by the BLM to put in a 5-lane paved road. We've got a well, we've got water rights out there. It's an amazing facility out there. We're right now applying with the FAA to put down a runway. So next year we'll have permits to put a runway in there. So everything's coming along great. It's an exciting project. And then the last part we're talking about, which you're interested in, is the STEM. So we brought on board recently NASA astronaut Jose Hernandez. He is an amazing, amazing man with an amazing story. In fact, his life story was just featured on Amazon. They just made a movie about his life. He was on the space shuttle in 2004, but in 1973, he was picking crops. Him and his family were picking crops in Sacramento. He was an immigrant crop picker, and he had a dream he saw the launch to the moon, and he was inspired by this, and he decided he wanted to do that. And his family laughed at him. Everyone laughed at him. Well, who is he? But today his son has a master's and a PhD in aerospace engineering, and so he's a real inspiration. I think that's really what this project is about at this point, is really inspiring all of us, the public, kids, all of us, to what the future really holds. And it really is unlimited. It's really based on our imagination and our wallets, really. So what we're planning to do is start a post-high school STEM academy. You could have $1 billion today and start a rocket company, but you can't find the aerospace engineers and other engineers to build your rockets. You're not in business. Just ask Mr. Bigelow. Mr. Bigelow has an amazing facility. He's building these inflatable space facility things. And during COVID, the governor declared it non-essential and shut it down. And he lost all his staff. And they've never reopened. They can't find people. They can't find people. So we need the human capital to build an industry. So what we're planning to do is build in a STEM academy here, but it's going to be a 2-year academy, not a 4-year. Musk said something that was very interesting. He said, you know, if you want to study art history, you don't need to spend $50,000 to go to college to do that. You can go learn it on the internet. So we're not going to have general ed. We're going to have instead 2 years of kids learning aerospace engineering in a very intense environment. It's going to be a quasi-military academy. They're going to learn leadership. They're going to be developed as young men and young women, but they're going to have 2 years to learn this. They're also going to get an internship at space companies, and they're going to get placed in these companies. And that's how we're going to streamline and get this thing up and going, and get the human capital that we need. And what we found is people that go to colleges in a certain town, they usually stay here. We obviously want those folks, as they learn and grow, to stay here in Las Vegas and help us grow. So with that, I'm happy to open it up to questions. And is anyone here that?
Thank you, Rob. This is really exciting to think about living in a community that would have this in the backyard. You mentioned, well, the film you showed had a vision of, you know, your family gets on and takes a space trip, and I'm sure that's going to happen at some point. But to make this a viable business venture, you might have some intermediate steps along the way, which are something not quite short of that vision. And you mentioned a little bit about some training and stuff, but what in your business model, you know, will sustain you as you work your way up to getting to that ultimate vision?
Well, I appreciate the question. I've been self-employed since I was 21 years old. Been in real estate all my life. One of the lessons I've learned is to have multiple sources of income. So we're 15 miles by helicopter away from 42 million tourists, which to me is a gold mine to sell fighter jet rides to the edge of space and zero gravity flights and tourism that comes with it. Number two, next year, a year from now, we are planning our own air races. Similar to Reno, much different in many ways, but we're planning on having air races out there with 25,000 fans. We already have on our website at LasVegasSpaceport.org tickets for sale. And so that'll be 25,000 fans out there coming to the spaceport, experiencing it, giving us a chance to really open it up to them, building an audience, a database, and having that every year. We're going to have L-39 jets flying 4 or 5 of them at a time, racing at 500 miles an hour, 100 feet off the ground around the audience. But ours will be flown by highly experienced former fighter pilots, highly trained fighter pilots, other aircraft as well. We're also going to have a space school for pilots. So I've been a pilot since I was 18 years old. I got a pilot's license. And after that, you can get a multi-engine license, you can get an instrument license, a commercial license. And I believe it's critical to the industry to have a space pilot license licensed by the FAA. So we can, using our technology that we just talked about and using current existing simulators that they use for 737 training, we can train the next space pilots and get them certified in a program so that we know that the pilots flying those spacecraft are certified. Because number one, who's going to insure them if they don't know those pilots are certified? Number two, do you want to go on those vehicles if you don't know who's actually flying them and what their certifications are? So we already have a regulatory scheme in place for aviation. We can apply that to the industry. And I'm not sure you want to know this, but if you are a pilot with 1,000 hours, you can get, you can go to there's a place right here in town called Las Vegas Flight Academy. And they have 737 simulators. And let's say you flew a single engine airplane and you want to get certified to fly for Southwest. They'll send you that school and you will get all your training on this FA full motion simulator. And by the end of 21 days, you are fully certified to fly a 737. And the first time you fly a plane for real is with passengers in the back. That's how advanced the technology is, that they can do that safely. And so we can apply that exact same technology to space planes. And so that's one of the other areas of revenue, like I mentioned. So there's multiple sources that we're looking. We're going to have hangars out there. We're going to have FBO out there. We're going to have private jets that are going to be allowed to fly out there. So right now, if you're flying in from out of town for F1 next month, if you have a private jet or a private plane, small one, they're charging between $3,000 and $5,000 a day to park your jet here in Vegas. Okay, so they're same thing with Super Bowl. So Vegas is like, it's like nowhere else in the world with the amount of folks that come here, with the money and everything. We just had a $1.2 billion take in casino revenues last month. I mean, we're the top destination in the world, really, for travel, for tourism, even for sports. I mean, the Raiders games, the Raiders is a great, interesting point, and it applies to this. So when the Raiders first announced their stadium, they were going to build their stadium, they were selling licenses for the seats for $30,000 to $50,000 a license per seat. You have to buy the license, then you are required to buy all the season tickets. Before they even dug one shovel worth of dirt, they sold all 65,000 licenses in a month and a half here in Vegas. That's $1.5 billion in sales before a shovel was moved. Okay, we are like nowhere in the world. And that's why I'm completely confident that this is I think the most exciting location in the world to have a spaceport.
Thanks for being here, Rob. Love space travel. I took my son to the last nighttime launch of the space shuttle years ago. I don't think I'll be able to get the two of us a ride on that $1 million space ride, but the jet ride and the waitlist rides that you talked about, would they have any idea what those anticipated costs might be for that?
Yeah, we're going to be starting selling tickets for that for next year and reservations. There'll be $6,500 for the jet, for the fighter jet ride to the edge of space. And they'll be flown by a former fighter pilot, highly trained. And then the zero gravity flights, we're going to be using either a Gulfstream G4 or a Falcon jet. And those will seat about 6. So you have a group of 6, but those are individually going to be $9,000 each. And by the way, there's a company using a 727 in Florida doing it right now, and they're charging $9,000. So we're using that base as a model, and they're pretty much sold out all the time in Florida. So does that? Okay, excellent.
Hello, thank you. Very interesting subject. So I got to figure out how to word this appropriately. My question is, I'm not an environmental, I guess, conscientious person, but you talked about making these irregular or going in and out to space. So long-term, what is the impact to our environment? Because I feel like punching through the environment, like it becoming a regular thing, like cars on the road, is really not healthy for the planet. So what's your take on that?
That's a great question. There's a lot of, so what's interesting about space is there's a lot of new technologies that are being developed for space that I believe will apply here on Earth. And I'll give an example. There's one company that I learned about recently, and they're taking expended nuclear waste and they're building batteries with it and using technology to use that energy that's left in the nuclear waste in this hardened battery. And eventually it cycles it so much that it becomes basically the materials become non-toxic, non-nuclear. And so there's all these new technologies out there that I believe are going to change all of that. But there's, for example, like we mentioned, the space plane. One of the companies right now that's building the space plane, they have already built a motor, an engine, that's a hybrid between a scramjet and a ramjet motor. And it uses hydrogen, which is just water vapor. So again, a lot of these technologies are going to change the world as we see. So the space planes, for example, like I mentioned, they're going to go Mach 5 into space. But what also they're going to do is provide the ability to go from Dubai to Las Vegas in 2 hours. So imagine you're going to go around the world, anywhere in the world within 2 hours. That's the future. That kind of technology using vapor, using hydrogen technology, not electric, not carbon based. So that's really what's amazing about is all the companies out there with all the new ideas about how to put technologies into space so it's habitable in space, so the planets are habitable. All this stuff is going to create a lot of spin-off technologies that's going to help the environment in the long run. Okay. It's halfway over the hump to Pahrump. If you look online and you Google Yellow Pine Solar Project off Highway 160 to Polka Road, right across the highway from that. You're not, where do you live? You're not going to hear anything. We're 15 miles away from you. And we're 10 miles away from Pahrump, so they're not going to hear anything.
I'm not too sure how short I am on this, but have you considered the feasibility of a space elevator? I know we got the carbon fiber cables and tensile strength to make the stretch, but I don't know about the safety and I don't know if you thought about it or not.
I don't know much about that. I've heard about that. Obviously, I'm not sure where they would make that, so aircraft wouldn't be able to fly around it. I'm not sure how that would work. However, there is one technology that is available that's being worked on right now, and that's this company is building this long tube with air, compressed air, and it shoots up. It's like a mile long, and they're planning to use that to shoot rockets using air into space. So the kind of technologies are out there that would be more, I think, more feasible than building something as a permanent structure to space. But you never know. I mean, maybe another continent would be willing to let people do that. I mean, it's just, it really is a matter of our imagination, I think.
As part of all of this, in appreciation for you taking the time to enlighten us and visit with us and tell us all of these things, we would like to provide to you our legacy book of our centennial, Las Vegas 100 years. We are 100 years old, and also a centennial coin. And on behalf of the club, the Salute to Service Award, which represents a donation made in your name to the U.S. Family Services for the USO. So thank you so very much. We appreciate you coming and sharing with us. Oh, we have an opportunity. Thank you again. Thank you so much. And in keeping with the theme of RI President Gordon McAnally to create hope in the world, and as American anthropologist Margaret Mead has said, no doubt, there is never a doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that can. And with that, see you next week for a great Veterans Day program, and meeting adjourned.